Much better, Marvel. Alright, I know this trailer came out a couple nights ago. I said I had a couple of videos to make. So now let's talk about the official trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And like I said, this is a much better trailer than that teaser was in my opinion. Because with the teaser, it looked like a lot of other martial arts movies we've already seen, just with the Marvel logo attached to it. This trailer, however, looks a lot more like a Marvel movie. It has a lot more cool visual effects and wild and crazy things that I would come to expect from an MCU film at this point. Since the MCU has been going successfully for over 13 years, we've seen a lot of wild and crazy shit at this point. And so along comes Shang-Chi, and it promises to be not only Marvel's big Asian representation movie, but also it's their stamp on the martial arts genre. And I'm like, alright, that sounds like a lot. What else you got? And so we see just in the beginning, like the first few seconds of this trailer, that shot of, I think it's Wenwu, just using those 10 rings, you see them come down. Right there, I was like, whoa, okay, that's cool. Wenwu is explaining to his son how the 10 rings have run in their family for generations. You see this big war that took place probably way in the past. And again, just right there, all the cool big visual effects, I'm like, yeah, alright, this is awesome. Although if I'm nitpicking, or not just even nitpicking, just making an observation, those 10 rings that Wenwu seems to be wearing on his arms, they're not really rings, because rings you wear on your fingers. Those are bracelets. So maybe the organization should be called the 10 Bracelets. And maybe the movie should be called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Bracelets. But you know what? That doesn't sound nearly as cool as the 10 Rings. Because let's face it, the 10 Rings has more of a nice ring to it. But anyway, moving on with the trailer. We see more of Shang-Chi's upbringing, which I talked about in my video about the teaser. He's growing up in the 10 Rings. He's going through immense physical training. You really get the feeling that Shang-Chi here must have a really high tolerance for pain. I mean, not just from seeing him growing up and getting smacked with giant sticks, but also a little later that scene where he's like falling down the scaffolding and he lands on that plank. I'm like, yeah, that would hurt. But since he grew up getting practically whipped, falling from a tall height onto a plank shouldn't hurt him as much, or at least the pain shouldn't bother him as much. That is good though, and it's actually something I've never thought about when it came to martial arts. If you build up a tolerance for pain, then really it doesn't matter if you take hits because you won't go down. You can take hits, but you're still durable, so you have more of a fighting chance of beating your opponent. That's really smart. It must be sucky training, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the long run. Wenwu really wants his son to join him at his side. It's still reminding me of Ra's al Ghul in the League of Assassins, where he wants Bruce Wayne to take his place. I imagine Wenwu doesn't just want Shang-Chi to join him at his side, but also wants him to be his eventual successor. I don't know, maybe Wenwu will die in this movie and Shang-Chi will have to make a choice or something. And so the trailer goes on, we see some more cool stuff. Michelle Yeoh shows up, she's a great actress. I watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon for the first time a couple months ago, and yeah, it was pretty cool, but it also shows how good of an actress Michelle Yeoh is. Because she's great, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in this movie. Her character's name is Jiang. She's an ally and mentor of Shang-Chi. But in this trailer, you see her do some pretty cool things, like, is that airbending she's doing? She does these really cool formations that look right out of ATLA, and then you see like leaves forming around her. It looks like the breeze is carrying these leaves. I'm like, she's airbending straight up. But that is not a bad thing. Anytime something can remind me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, that is a win in my book. So I'm pretty sure this green fight in the bamboo forest is gonna end up being one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Maybe it's gonna be an actual fight, maybe it's just gonna be sparring. Doesn't matter. It's beautiful, and Michelle Yeoh is airbending. Win plus win. I don't know what to say, man. Just the visual effects in this trailer, they really win me over. Like I said in my video about the teaser, Asian culture has some of the most beautiful designs in the world to me. So take that beautiful culture and combine it with the imagination and lore of the Marvel Universe, and you have yourself some pretty sweet shit. Including, but not limited to, holy shit, is that finally Fin Fang Foom? Yes! Finally! I've been waiting to see a live-action Fin Fang Foom. Ever since we saw Surtur in Thor Ragnarok, I was like, alright, we have giant beasts now, bring on the dragon. Yeah, for those of you who don't know who Fin Fang Foom is, he's pretty much a big dragon from the Marvel comics. That's pretty much all I really know about him, but he's had ties with a lot of our Marvel heroes. Like, I wonder if he was a dragon that Iron Fist had to punch in the heart in order to gain his powers. I'm actually not sure about that. But anyway, it's cool that he finally shows up in this movie, if that is in fact him. I've heard some people call this dragon the Great Protector, so if that's the name this dragon goes by in this movie, then I'm just talking out of my ass right now. I guess we'll see. And then the trailer builds up, holy shit, this is intense. And then we get the title, which I am actually curious because the main character here has never actually said his name out loud yet, or at least I don't think we've heard it. I don't know, I'm just curious to hear how he pronounces his name. Is it Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi? I don't know. I'm not too worried about pronunciation though, I'll be honest. But then, after the title, we get this little stinger, which holy shit. I recognized that monster pretty much instantly, and I actually said out loud, I was like, is that Abomination? And yep, the captions confirm it, that is Abomination. Holy shit, haven't seen him in how long has it been? 13 years? We knew that Abomination was gonna show up again in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series, but I was not expecting him to show up here. Holy shit, what the hell has he been up to in the past 18 years. Gotta add those 5 from Endgame. Has he been sold on the black market and now he's just fighting people in a cage for people's entertainment? Kinda like Hulk was in Ragnarok? That'd be a nice twist of irony, wouldn't it? And apparently, I don't know if this is actually like confirmed or not, but in this scene we see the Abomination is fighting Wong from Doctor Strange. I recognize that that is a sorcerer because he's using like a mystic arts trick, but I'm not sure if that's Wong or not. I don't think we got a real good look at his face, so I can't tell for sure. But yeah, dude, Abomination. Holy shit. I was wondering how this story of Shang-Chi was going to tie into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, at least we have a couple of tie-ins here. Abomination and a mystic arts sorcerer. There we go. There's your tie-in. Well, plus the whole 10 Rings thing as well. There is that. So in the end, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings, again, this is a much better trailer. I also appreciate that Awkwafina was not in this trailer as much, and instead it focused on the action rather than the comedy. That's a good call in my opinion, because I'd rather take this movie seriously. So yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings looks great. I can't wait for it now. It comes out in a little over 2 months. And I'll be ready. So, the official trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. Have you watched it? What do you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.